responses do you have from people who actually go through your workshops? You know, when you present the ideas and they're moving through and they experience that transformational space, what are people's responses like? What happens for people there?
Well, I would say that people have been very supportive and positive about the experience. I think the first thing that everybody universally says is it's like they breathe a sigh of relief just walking into the space. Everybody loves being in that space, and to me, just bringing them to a beautiful place and letting them have that sigh of relief is, rewarding in itself. And a lot of people have really appreciated the simplicity of the model and found that very helpful to them. I think what they really love, too, is being able to be in small group dialogues so that, they have a chance to process as we go along. With every idea, they break out into small groups and explore how this really is for them. So far, people seem to really like it.
One of the things that I often see is that, we can get inspired about ideas, and then when we go off into our own life, it's how do we maintain that? So do you see that when people learn the information and have the information, how are they able to maintain it in the day-to-day life? Like, do they have tune-ups every once in a while? Is it through the community? Do they have a connection? Do they create their own green zones with communities?
Thank you. That's a good question. That's something that's really important to me. I think several things right now. One is the reason that I wanted to write the book was so that the reader would have the information in the book that they could use to set up a green zone among their friends. And at the end of every chapter, there's little dialogue exercises that they could do. The second thing is with these workshops, I think just changing people's language, like the fact that someone would start talking about red light, yellow light, green light, that changes their experience automatically. And so people find that they start saying things like, "Oh, I'm in a yellow light right now." And again, if you're not talking to someone who knows the code, as it were, it may not be that productive. But the person themselves is starting to think differently. The other thing is Greg and I have been exploring putting together a social network off of the website, and we're not quite there yet, but we want to do. I see that you're doing a lot of that community building.
Yes.
And that's something we would like to do. And I think the final thing is in the future, I'm really hoping to do these periods where there will be like a weekly class for maybe 5 or 6 weeks, and then maybe a break, and then maybe again. So right now what people have been doing is they return to the workshops. Like they don't particularly feel that, oh, I've already done that, I don't need to come back. They'll come back just to have the experience again.
And every time you come, it's just at a different level that you learn. There's always more to learn.
It's evolving, too. Every time I do the workshop, it changes a little bit. I'm going to Germany next month, or in March, to teach this, and I'm going to start being a regular faculty person for one of the institutes in Germany that teaches contemplative psychology. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes there in a different sort of culture. So it feels like it's a work in progress. Right now, the workshops are a way of getting it off the ground, and I'm hoping that it will take off so that people can do it on their own.